Step one, wake up early, gon' rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Yep. Well, thank you for letting me know. I just saw your chat. I am muted. I just unmuted myself. Um, I can kind of go over that again, if you need me to. But basically, what I was saying was the FOMC minutes from yesterday showed that a lot of the members were, not a lot, but several of the members of the FOMC were ready to cut rates back in July, and they just needed to see a few more signs that rate cuts were ready. Things like the job number revision, 814,000 jobs is a good sign that we'll probably be getting our rate cut. Bad for the economy, but good for rate cuts and good for our investments. Um, we also have the major banks on their predictions. Major brokerages expect Fed to lower rate in September. We have initial initial thoughts by these banks were a, a September rate cut by Goldman Sachs, uh, BofA Global Research. They were expecting December. UBS was expecting September. We have JP Morgan was not expecting a rate cut this year. Wells Fargo was expecting one in September. You have Nomura, Deutsche Bank, Morgan Stanley, Citigroup were all expecting rate cuts in September. TD Securities was not. Peel Hunt, Wells Fargo. Peel Hunt was, and Wells Fargo was not. And Barclays was, and U.S. Global Research was not. They were expecting in December. Whereas in now, the new rate cuts that they're expecting, you basically have everyone expecting in September, where you have a few outliers like UBS Global Wealth Management and JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and looks like that's it. This is just another Wells Fargo one. They're all expecting a 50-point rate cut, which is not necessarily a great signal to the investors, where it's like they're thinking things are a lot weaker than they actually are. So I'm expecting 25 point, and we'll probably just go from there. This current Federal Reserve likes to move a little slow, which is way better than moving quick and breaking the economy. So we'll see what happens with these next few data points that we get. We have BlackRock also coming out, which you know, if BlackRock says something, people in government normally have their ear open to that kind of thing. Where BlackRock was talking about the non-farm payroll from yesterday with the revision of 800,000 jobs, and saying that with the revision since March 2023 comes the addition to 778,000 jobs being revised away since February 2022. This magnitude of preliminary revisions helps to validate some of the concern about the weakness in the labor markets in recent months. Ultimately, today's reports highlight the importance of the labor proportion of the Fed's dual mandate and the confidence that the Fed's fund rate remains far too restrictive amid slowing inflation and moderating economy, which is something we've all been talking about for a while. We need the rate cuts if we're gonna keep this from going into recession, and that's really the big takeaway from that article. let me see if David has hopped on here yet. He was he has not hopped on yet. So I'll just continue with this. Several Fed officials saw case for cutting rates in July, which is something I touched on earlier. Washington Federal Reserve officials overwhelmingly said that they wanted to cut interest rates at their next meeting in September, with some even suggesting cuts in July. Minutes released Wednesday showed that several of the 19 Fed officials saw plausible cause for cutting rates by 25 basis points at the July 30 to 31st meeting, or indicated that they could have supported such a decision. Their position was based on declines in inflation and a rise in unemployment rate that were already showing up in economic data. The vast majority of officials agreed that it would likely be appropriate to ease policy at their next meeting in September if inflation data continued to come in about as expected, which is all great news for Bitcoin and stocks and all your other assets that you have. This is what we've been waiting for. This is going to be the little kickoff as people start pricing in these rate cuts. We're already seeing a move this morning. We saw some of the move last night, and people are going to start pricing in these rate cuts. And if we do end up getting a rate cut in September, that'd be September 18th. I would expect a little downside from that before we continue on the way up. This has kind of been the whole tentative point where people are, should I, shouldn't I? And basically it's all kind of been on hold a little, just waiting for this. Oh, it looks like David's getting ready. Let me get them all added up.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I've got major echo. Hold on. Good morning. How's it going?
Oh,
I made it.
It's going well. I've just been going over the FOMC minutes from yesterday. So,
Nice, nice. I've got to figure out how to where I'm getting double. Hold on. I can
I,
figure it
I
out.
just I just muted myself in the
Oh,
other source.
that's much better. Hey, good morning. Glad I could make it.
I'm glad you can make it too.
So what are we thinking about the FOMC minutes? I caught a little bit of it. What you thinking?
Well,
You gonna be cutting rates?
I've definitely been expecting that rate cut in September. I know the FOMC minutes
Hold
has
on. One sec. Hello. I've got like a double echo on the playback.
Did that
So,
fix it?
dude. Hello, hello, hello. Hey. That sounds better.
There we go.
Cool. All right. So, yeah, those FOMC minutes came in yesterday, showed. Oh, I can still hear myself. Came in yesterday, said, it said we're bullish, is what it said.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That and the
Um,
job numbers, because that's what the FOMC minutes said that they wanted to see. They wanted to see some big indicator like job numbers or tick back up in inflation before they were actually going to make the decision to cut rates. And that 818,000 job number was exactly what they were looking for.
oh, oh. Oh, what is this? Oh, we have to revise our jobs down by almost 1 million.
Yep.
Oh, wait, we were off by that much? Holy crap! We need to cut. Yeah, I wonder how it's gonna be come September. What we're gonna get, 25 or 50. Um, I think they need to do 25, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, see, the thing is, they can do a 25-point basis cut on September, and then they can give a little second to see what it does, see how much money it brings into the system, see how much it affects M M0 supply, M2 supply, M3 supply, and then they could do a surprise rate cut again in November, or they can just wait and do in December, like several of the banks were proposing. The only rate cut that we'd see was in December before they saw the FOMC minutes.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh yeah, let's hop right on Gary token.
I love Tony's question. You make a new account to shield Gary? Because there was somebody in my chat a couple months ago when they were talking about Gary token. I was like, I'm not doing it. I looked at it and I was like, what is this? What is this? Are you just wanting me to shill your shitcoin?
Basically. And then I called the rug before it even happened, and he's probably just been holding the bag ever since.
Ooh. Oh, you were there for Gary Token Rug?
Uh, I was around at that time. I remember them asking for you to pull up Gary, and you were like,
Mm.
I don't think I'm going to do that. And I was like, well, I saved you the time. I looked at the token. This is 100% a rug pull. And then, like,
Yeah.
the next week it rugged. So,
That's how it goes.
oh, yeah. Oh, most definitely. But, you've
I'm
been
gonna get
seeing the.
into some charts.
Oh, yeah. Have you been seeing this little move up that Bitcoin's getting this morning?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's extra nice. Started off the job numbers yesterday, so this is what we've been waiting for, and we can kind of see if we can get to the top of the range, like you've been talking about, and maybe do that little retest and break out.
Yep. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Oh yeah, well at least by me. I look at more of the macro because with work I am back to swing trading, so I like to put in at a level that I'm okay with, which I was waiting on the 236 that I've been talking about, and then I've been
Mm-hmm.
wanting to swing out to the top of the range, and then I'll base there if I should end the trade or if I should just let it run for the long time. So we'll see how this goes for me.
Are you saying you're a swinger? Anyway.
Oh, maybe.
Um.
You want me to hop over to your chart?
I mean, sure.
Awesome.
All right, guys. So what I'm looking at here. So we have this downwards channel. Yesterday we got a nice pop above that downwards, broadening wedge rather. Got a daily close above the downward sloping resistance. Did close below the dynamic reactor, chart prime dynamic reactor. But we can see that the 10-week, and something I've been wanting to see is for us to get over the 10-week. We don't want this to act as resistance. We want to get back above it. I want to see this today. Oh man, it would be nice for today to get above that dynamic reactor and above that 10-week and get a close above it on the daily. To me, I mean, I like what I'm seeing. I like how we got a nice large engulfing candlestick and something's a strong candle to push up and to get us above that downward sloping resistance. That is something that I mean, that's pretty bullish for now. But let's check some other stuff. So all of our indicators are above our 50 line on the daily. Beautiful. That's exactly what we want to see. Today, I think it would be very important for us, or very good for us, if we were to go ahead and I might go ahead. No, can't do it. Can't do it yet. I need more information. I was about to say I might go ahead and take a long here, but um I need to look at more here. All right, so we're above the 50 on everything on our oscillators. So the momentum is looking good, but we do have a little bit of a bearish divergence put in here on the 4 hour. However, even though we did get that bearish divergence, we did get a pullback, and we are resting on top of that downwards sloping resistance. And we did get a close right on top of it and pushed off of it. So we want to see this continue if we are going to continue higher. If not, this could have just been a retracement, and then we just fall right back through, right back into the broadening wedge, and that's not what we want if we want to remain bullish, because then we have broken trend, and this trend actually comes back here too. Broken trend, and then we could come back up, get a back test of that level. You got your dynamic reactor, it would probably come across there. You've got your 10-week coming across here, maybe even down a little bit, and then they would all meet up, and then we would just roll over. So this is our two options, guys. We're pretty much it's either continuation or rollover, in my opinion. Uh, Continuation, rollover, breakout, back test. That is what we want to see if we want to remain bullish. We want to get another break of this range that we've been in. Uh, yep, break the range, come back down, get ourselves a back test for support, and then continue higher. Uh, that is what we are looking for. Zoomed out, zoomed in. Let's go in a little bit closer. Let's go to the 1 hour. Take a fib. Let's go from the high to the low. And let's see where we are, where that price actually came up to, the 786. So that is a retracement, a proper retracement. If we can hold here and push up, the thing is, we just got to push up higher. This all looks good to me. It's all pretty balanced, at least on the 1 hour. We can go to the 15-minute. Price is looking pretty. I like this slow grind up instead of just pushing too quickly, because then you tend to get corrections back to the downside. But right now we're coming down, pushed up, coming down, testing this resistance for support. So this actually might be a good place to long if you're looking to go long. Just put your stop just below this low and then just let this ride, because if this is to break, I feel like it would be going to the next swing level. Let's go ahead and zoom out. The next swing level would be at least probably up to this high over here at about 65,500. So that's what I would be looking for right there. I might actually go ahead and put in on this trade. You go ahead. Black Chan, back to you. BC Port Corp, I mean.
Oh, you said you're gonna join me?
No.
No, on the trade.
Yeah, probably.
I hit the 236 bounce. Let me get my chart pulled up. Yeah, I was kind of looking at the 236 bounce. I've got a point up here at where was it? It's these lows right here. I'm looking at 62,945 for either adding a little more to layer in, or seeing how it reacts there, because I know there's been a lot of movement at this level. If you go back, there's bounces here, we get rejections here. So this is definitely a level of interest for me that I could either layer into the trade at or just kind of see how far we come back down from it. Because as I said, I've been swing trading. It's a low leverage move. So I'd really like to see us break the 65K level before I really have a lot of confidence that we're going back up to the top side of the range around 70K. We need to hold that level, do a little consolidation there, and then continue the move up and see how that goes for me. I do have something pulled up on the bonds rates because after the FOMC minutes yesterday, we had a massive drop off on bond rates. We have the 3 month coming in at 5%, the 1 year coming in at 4.5%, dropping after the FOMC minutes. You have your 2 year, which is actually doing all right, which that's to be expected. If you're seeing something in the short term problems, you would expect to see some of the longer terms do all right. And this is where the bond yield curve comes into play. We've got the 5 year coming in at 3.6, also doing okay, which means that people are thinking that in 5 years everything is kind of gonna be okay. And then 10 year coming back up. The 20 year is dropped off and is now making a little recovery at 4.1%. And you have your 30 year, which is usually your highest percentage, but is not right now with the 3 month coming in at 5%. You have the 30 year sitting at 4%. So we'll kind of see if a rate cut in September can start fixing that bond yield curve. And I'll toss that back over to you, LBC.
Oh, it's me. Oh crap. Um, yeah. So I'm on the Dixie. We're just looking at what we were looking at yesterday, and excuse me. Um, I was looking for that W pattern to come in here. No, it might not have been yesterday because this is on the daily chart. So I thought I looked at this week. I could have sworn I looked at this week. Have I? Didn't I
think
look at
Monday.
this week?
I think Monday.
Yeah. What? Monday? Friday. Here's Monday. Oh, okay. Okay. So I was thinking more like this. But then we got more downside. So the Dixie is just looking pretty weak. I mean, given the numbers that we just got yesterday, I mean, um, it's not surprising that the Dixie is looking a little weak here. I was thinking that maybe we would get a little deviation below this range up here, or maybe even take out this low down here and then come up and then roll back over. But the Dixie is already trying to roll over on us. So let's see if I can find some type of let's see. Yeah, this is more like a symmetrical triangle in here, which means if this thing were to continue, we have a measured move down to 91. And hey, I mean, we do have a consolidation area down here, which means that that could be very possible. And we could be about to be extremely bullish on our assets. The one thing is that we do have, I mean, this puts us out into May of next year. Um, One thing I do see here though is that we are pretty in the quote unquote oversold zone, which just means that that it's really weak. So it can stay down here for some time. This is on the weekly chart, so this can put in a few weeks and maybe it gets a little push up, like a little retracement, come down, get a little retracement sometime in here, and then just continue further. I mean, or it could be like a 5-wave thing where boom, something like that, and then our oscillator just plays around with the downside, right? And then it puts in like some type of bullish divergence, and then bull market over. At least while it retraces, and then we go into a bear. But we'll just have to wait and see. Right now, it just looks really weak, and risk. It's risk on. It's risk on asset time. That's what I'm hoping for. What I'm looking for, and then we'll throw it back over to BC Port Corp and get ready for the next one.
Oh, unmuted the wrong thing. Okay, let me redo that. So I've got the Russell pulled up. Um, I had my eye on this little fair value gap. I don't know why it's misplaced. Uh, Should have learned from Mark Dutch and lock everything, not just your fibs. Lock everything. That way you don't click on it and move it. When we are into the fair value gap, and we're very close to closing it, I'd like to see a little move out of it, a retest of this as we approach the golden pocket on this before we make a little move out of there and continue on out. This is a Fibonacci extension, so I'd like to see how this reacts on market open with all the data we got yesterday and kind of go from there. This will be a great sign for all your risk on assets, as the Russell 2000 is made up of smaller cap stocks and usually signals more risk on in your investing. So we'll see how that goes for today. And I'm throw that back over to LBC. Hopefully he had enough time to prep for his next thing.
I wasn't ready. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that's funny because I was actually going to do the Russell, but you already did it, so there you go. I had to, like, as soon as you said Russell, I was like, oh wait, I gotta pick something else now. So yeah, just looking at ETH, we are putting in higher lows here, and as we're consolidating, and our consolidating is getting a little bit tighter in here, it's getting a little bit more squeezed. So um, I would be expecting a big move out of ETH here soon, at least to follow with Bitcoin, following behind Bitcoin. It's still well below that dynamic rate. I mean, I shouldn't say well below. It's a $100, $200 below the dynamic reactor on the 4 hour. Let's go to the daily and take a look at it. Let's see. Yeah, it's well below the dynamic reactor on the daily chart. So I'm still using this level right here as resistance, 2850 essentially, 2850. The other day, no one said anything, but I said $29,000 for Ethereum, and no one said anything. This is 2,900, not 29,000. But yeah, so basically, I mean, with Ethereum, I'm still waiting to see a little more. I want to see it get above these highs up here at 2,700, 2,750, and get some closes above that before I consider going long. But it is looking good. It's not looking terrible. I mean, it's just been sideways. It's just been sideways. I mean, it's kind of an accumulation phase right now. But mainly is just it's just about getting above that resistance there. We are above the dynamic reactor on the weekly, so um, we're still good on from that end. I would just like to see it get above that 2850 before considering putting in any at least midterm, long-term longs on Ethereum. For me personally, I want to see us get above that level because it was support, and now it could turn into resistance. So that's why I just kind of like, let's hold off on ETH for a little bit. That's all I've got on ETH. Any requests? Let's see. Hello? Don't forget to unmute yourself when you come back on. 29K would be something. Yes, it would. Hola, French Sosta. Hello. Tony Soprano. Hello, Rockinos. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, it'd be extra nice to see 29K.
L. Jones. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Yep, I was getting the chart ready. I have near pulled up. This is something that I was very big into at the beginning of the kind of move up. I got in around $1 and $2, rode it up to 7, and I sold off a bunch of my bags just to wait it out and see where we went with things when everything started dumping. So on that retracement, we never ended up hitting the platinum pocket here. We kind of did a nice little V-shaped recovery and pulled back into the golden pocket and had a little bounce on the 618. Pulled back down to it, and we're making a little move off of it. I'd really like to see us start reclaiming some of these levels. We have 44.4, which these are some equal highs from here and here. If we can make a little move on top of that, get a little bounce, consolidation and a bounce off of it, and before we continue up, all of this area was kind of no resistance, so we'll probably be making a bit of a climb up there. The next level I'd be looking at would be $4.60-ish cents before we get up to the 50% line, which is sitting at 4.8. These are all levels that I'm looking at for re-entries on longer term hodls for the rest of the bull market. So it was a great mover for me for the beginning of the bull market. It was actually my biggest mover. So that's why I decided to just take my profits, because you don't go broke taking profits, and wait for some lower entries so I could have double the coins that I did. So I'll toss that back over to you.
Good morning, crypto. So yeah, I've got everybody's favorite stable coin up, Cardano. Anyway, so Cardano did end up getting down into my support area, demand area, and got a nice bounce off of it. It's been pretty bullish this week, but we are still sitting below that 10-week SMA, so we need to get above that, but below the dynamic reactor as well. But hey, I mean, the fact that it came down into the demand zone and saw a little pop on the weekly. We also got a little bit of a bullish divergence in here on our RSI and our RSI primed. Still just kind of flat down here on our prime oscillator pro. So kind of looks like it's starting to get into the green cloud and maybe start pushing a little more to the upside. But if we go over here to the whole altcoin market, let's go to the total 2. We can see that we are below the we came down into the demand zone, bounced off of the dynamic reactor, Um, and now we are just looking to come up and break above. Once we break above, if 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 we break above this resistance level here and can get a close on the weekly, and a significant close at that, that would be, hey, altcoins. It's time for the altcoins, right? It's time for an alt season. It's time for things to really start ramping up. Maybe not even all season, but things just start pumping with Bitcoin as Bitcoin starts gunning for that 100K. Because things are going to be left behind as Bitcoin being is as everything's going into Bitcoin, basically. Um, but there will be a bunch of altcoins that run with Bitcoin. But right now I'm not looking at altcoins. I'm just looking at Bitcoin, just stacking alts. That's all that I am doing personally, not financial advice. Just stacking alts and trading Bitcoin. Really, I mean, I'm always stacking Sats. I buy some Bitcoin every single paycheck. But outside of that, it's my day-to-day trade on Bitcoin and my altcoins. I just kind of hold them and sell them, once they hit 100 or 200% in gains. And then I just rotate them into laggards and then just keep compounding. But as far as our oscillators go on the altcoin market, I mean, things are still, the momentum is down. Everything is down. We're below the 50 on everything. Not showing a lot of strength, no bullish divergences. Maybe on your standard RSI, we have a flat momentum and or strength, and we have a lower low being put in here. That is technically a bullish divergence. But no bull div on our Prime Oscillator Pro, no bull div on our RSI Prime. If we go to the monthly, we are still above the 50, so that's good. Everything's still above the 50, so it's still strong. And we do have a giant wick here, lower wick that just that signals to us that there were a lot of buyers in that zone. So um, yeah, I mean, we can get above that 10 week. I mean, it's basically the same thing for everything right now. It's just let's get above the 10 week and let's get above the downward resistance, sloping resistance. And once we do all of that, okay, we can really start get putting the bull horns back on. Um, but for now it's still kind of just like taking it day by day. Just kind of like, maybe I'll long, maybe I won't. I don't know. So yeah, looks like we got a few minutes there. So a few minutes left.
Am I unmute? Yep, I'm
Yep.
unmuted this time. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today. I
Yeah.
sorry for the little mute problem in the beginning, but
And the delay from me.
hey, better late than never.
I thought about not showing up at all. So just think about that.
I would have struggled so hard to get through a whole hour.
Would you? I don't
Yeah,
think so.
just a little.
I think you'd have been fine.
I rely on you, LBC. The mornings aren't the same without you.
Yeah. Same to you. You used to be in my chat all the time. So
Oh yeah.
so but it's nice. It's nice. We're just, man, that Bitcoin dominance is starting to put in some bearish divergences. Maybe one more push up. Come back over to my chart real quick, if you don't mind.
I got you pulled
Hello?
up.
Oh. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay. So we are just below some critical resistance here, a 58% mark on our Bitcoin, but we are above that 50% level on our fib retracement from the highs to the lows. On this is our Bitcoin dominance, by the way. Above our dynamic reactor, everything is looking really bullish as far as dominance goes. I'm still thinking, man. I'm still thinking we get up to that 60%, and then that is when man, once that starts to roll over, it is alts go time. But we can see that we are starting to put in some bullish divergence or bearish divergences rather on our Bitcoin dominance. I don't know how much that actually means anything, but because it is dominance, it's not like it's something that's being traded really. But yeah, I mean, it's been slowly grinding up. Bitcoin just keeps getting slowly bought up more than the alts. But eventually that will change as Bitcoin starts getting sold and we start seeing a rotation into the altcoins. So it's coming up to key areas of retracement. That's 618. Maybe it gets a quick push to the 786 as it's gunning for 100K, maybe. But hey, right now we're above that 50% level. We were fighting it as resistance, broke above it, and now we're looking to come back down and hold some support and then continue to push higher on our Bitcoin dominance. So that's what I'm looking at there. Bitcoin strong, and altcoins kind of accumulating and gearing up for the big move. And that's going to be it for us today.
Most definitely. It's about time for me to head out the door.
It's time to get ready for work.
But
Finish getting ready for work anyway for me.
I get
'Cause I
ready
took my
right
shower.
before. I get ready right before. That way I'm ready to head out the door as soon as I hit that end stream.
Well, I got a uniform, and I don't want to wear my uniform on stream, so I just yeah. But anyway, thank you all for joining us. It's been a fun one. I was only shut up for 30 minutes, and thank you, BC, for holding down the fort while I was taking a shower and getting ready, because I woke up at 5:30 when we were supposed to be going live. So, but yeah, thanks for holding down the fort, man, and thank you all for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And what else do they need to do, BC?
Make sure that you tune in to Piper Academy at
Yup.
9:30 Eastern and
Yup.
the Crypto Nightcap at 8:30 Eastern. Other
Yup.
than that, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Everyone, wake up.
It's time to have a good day.